everybody, it's David and Jen here with David Christopher's, and we are coming to you today with an episode of how to decorate your buffet table or foyer table, some kind of table. We've had a lot of people coming into our retail store saying, hey, what would David do? Would he use a lamp on each side? Would he use a floral arrangement? Would he use a lantern? What would he use? And so what better way to show as many people as possible what David would do than to let David do it?
Yeah, so today we're going to use this piece of furniture, which is a new piece for us. We designed these, we import these. We've sold a few of our new pieces in the retail store. They just started kind of coming in gradually. And we're going to use our temporary wall here just for display purposes. So you'll notice that it's kind of easy to walk around these walls. That's because they're only about 7.5 feet wide. So we're going to use this wall, accessorize this, so you can kind of get an idea of some different ways to do it. Okay, so we're going to use a round mirror. Our piece of furniture is so squared off, so block shaped, and then it has these diagonal lines in the doors that I really want to break that up with some round shape. I don't want square on top of square on top of square. So we're going to use this round mirror. And the other thing that I like is this round mirror has just a little bit of a metallic accent. So it really helps me, it makes me feel a lot better to have a little bit of this metallic accent in several locations. And it's a little bit dark, which helps me kind of balance the hardware from the piece of furniture.
A lot of questions we get are about lamps. And do you use 2 or 1? What do you say?
Okay, so for this example, we're going to put these 2 lamps on our piece of furniture. So for one thing, some people really like symmetry. I'm a very asymmetrical person, and there are occasions that I like symmetry, but for this particular occasion, I'm envisioning kind of a foyer area where I would prefer 1 lamp rather than 2 lamps. Usually the only time that I really like symmetry is if this wall is at the end of a room, and that's the only thing that you can kind of really see is maybe you've got a dining room table on one end, and the other end, that's all that's on that wall, is perfectly symmetrical. Other than that, I prefer it to be asymmetrical but balanced. So symmetrical really leaves us with fewer options to me. So I've got 2 lamps, and really I'm going to be with something in the middle. Otherwise it's going to get really cluttered really fast if I don't do something just that simple. So you could put some spheres, some moss spheres, some orbs, some flowers in this particular piece. But we're going to go asymmetrical and give you a little bit of an example of what that's like. So just like previously, we do have cellophane on our lamps because we do sell them in our retail store. But you'll notice that I went up to a little bit larger, chunkier lamp when I went to 1. It makes a little bit more of a statement. When you have 2, you tend to kind of pare them down because you don't want them to overwhelm the size of the mirror. So I've gone with a lamp that's kind of mimicking the color of the mirror. And then we're going to add some other things in. With this style, I'm going to use the same paper mache bowl, but I'm going to place it on this side. And then I think what I need is some height on this side to balance out the height that I have on this side with my lamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some floral and put it into this taller than my lamp so that I get a little bit of a stair step because we're going to go back and accessorize the middle. Whoa.
Fine.
Melted my fire.
What do you think about this lantern? Lanterns are very popular, and I love this one. It's very pretty.
Lanterns are very popular, and lanterns serve a lot of purposes, but one of the main purposes of a lantern is usually as a light source. So my problem is when someone puts a lantern underneath a lamp, you have light source, and I'm not a big fan of that because it's kind of defeating the purpose. The lantern's supposed to be a light source. Now, if you did not have the lamp here and you had a really large lantern with a grouping of candles or something like that in it, that would work well to give you some light, but also give you the height in this area. So we're nixing the lantern. Please do not put lantern, light source, like multiple light sources in the same area.
I guess unless you really like it, then you can do what you want.
It is your house.
He doesn't recommend it.
It's not recommended. So now we're at the part of our decorating where we have a decent amount of empty space. Now, I want to keep the majority of that space empty, but at the same time, the foyer is a great place to put something like a diffuser. And when I do that, I like to put maybe a glass tray down and pop the diffuser inside of that. One, I like the glass tray. Two, I like having the diffuser inside of something that in case the oil gets out of it, if it's got real essential oils in it, that can strip the finish off of your furniture, so keep that in mind. So now we have a tray that we want to just throw a little something in, and you can do just a little glass piece, something small, doesn't have to be much, depends on the size of your diffuser. You can add pieces, you can take away pieces, you can do 3 different things, 3 things that are the same, you can do a lot of different variations. Now we're going to do some magic tricks. No, we're going to use something that will allow us to keep the majority of this space open, but still give you a little bit of style. And for that, we're going to use these metal orbs that are open. So they're going to come flat like this, and then you're going to open them up like this. And this really helps you keep that open feel to the piece of furniture so that it doesn't feel like you're cluttering it, but you get a little style here as well.